I'm Chef Mike Moses and welcome to my kitchen. Would you like to save some money? Would you like something healthy and tasty? Well, how about a salmon burger with a Dill Aioli? And I've got that coming up. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Chef Mike Moses and I've got to turn down some volume. Okay, today we are going to make a salmon burger. I'm going to do that, but I'm also going to record it for this weekend. So if you notice that I'm not looking at you, please don't be offended. And if you are joining me, I'm glad you did. I have chat up and running, and this is my first time with the Mevo camera. So we'll see how it goes. My sous chef, my cat, just jumped down, so let's get right into it. So a salmon burger, you can have it two ways. You can do it A, with a can of salmon and try to make it taste good. Or you can do like I do, and I buy bits and pieces of salmon when they're on sale. Salmon's very flavorful, and especially fresh salmon. I've got a plate of fresh salmon here that we're going to prepare and make our burger out of. Let me see, who do I have? I have Queen. Hi Queen, how are you? It's a one-man show, so it's a kind of have everything all together, everything ready to go. So let's carry on. So with our salmon, we have bits and pieces of salmon that I get from the supermarket. No skin on it. I'm just checking for bones because salmon usually comes with bones. And there's no fat. You want to make sure that your salmon's clean, because as we make this burger, we don't want any skin, any nasty stuff. And everything looks good, so what we have to do is make these skin bits ready for the pan. Get out the handy knife, and we're just going to start chopping up the salmon. Give it a rough chop at first. And as we get cooking, this will start to fill the aroma. My cat's going to start hanging around me because he knows that there's fish. And when there's fish in the house, my cat goes nuts. And he'll tell you, you might hear him talking. He likes to talk a lot. In cost comparison, if you buy your salmon in bits, it's actually cheaper than buying it in the can. When you buy it in the can, you're getting salmon that's really overcooked. A lot of times they prepare the salmon, put it in the can raw, and then they pasteurize it. While they're pasteurizing it, they cook it all the way through, and it just is not appetizing. All right, so we got our salmon mostly chopped. Now for the fun part, we get out the cleaver, and we just start chopping up our salmon. I don't know what it sounds like, but if you can hear this, I'm trying to do it quietly. You want your salmon pieces probably about 1/4 of an inch in size, or a little less. Now salmon has a lot of good omega fats in it, and it's very good for you. And I would say that that is probably the consistency we want. Now, to make our burger, we put our salmon in the bowl. We add 1 egg. It's always good to have a bowl around. I've got some peppers here, some red peppers and some yellow peppers and orange peppers. They're a little hot. And we want about 1/2 cup of panko breadcrumbs. Wipe off my hands. And I'll get a fork to stir this around with. You can see it all comes together. The egg and the breadcrumbs act as a binder because you don't want your salmon burger to fall apart while you're frying it. All right, so there I've got everything mixed up. I'm gonna let that sit for a couple of moments, let the panko breadcrumbs hydrate in the egg. Let's see what chats we have. Hi Tony, nice to see you. Missildine, good to see you. And Queenie. First time for everything. Can't wait to get out on the deck and do some barbecuing. And from the looks of this, I'm going to need some more breadcrumbs. So I have to go to the pantry. And get some more breadcrumbs. I have a pretty big kitchen, so it's hard to film the whole kitchen. All right, breadcrumbs. Continue to mix it up, and you can make a nice patty out of it. And actually, I'm just going to make one patty because that's my supper. All right. There. I'm gonna let that sit for a couple of seconds, and we'll make the aioli. Now, you know from my previous videos, cleanliness is of course the best part of eating healthy, eating safe. Flip the cutting board over, there's two sides. And to make the aioli, it's really easy. It's not an aioli unless it has crushed garlic and fresh herbs. So the first thing we'll do in our mortar and pestle, crush up the garlic. And when you crush the garlic, you want it to form a nice paste. I don't know if you can see that, but I am crushing it, as I guess as the generations say. I know a lot of friends that watch, not of my generation. I grew up in the 70s. We didn't use the term crushing it. Don't think I can say what term we used. And to help this along a little, I'm going to add just a little bit of salt. That helps crush it up even a little bit better. There, now we got it cooking. Okay, the garlic's cut. Now we need some fresh dill. And I didn't get this out of my greenhouse. Things are just starting to sprout. I was out checking today, so another couple of weeks and we'll have her down. So what I want is probably about a tablespoon of fresh dill, which smells phenomenal. And we remove the big stalks. Grind it up. And we keep crushing. Oh, if you could smell the dill, the ginger. All I need now is a big bag of potato chips and I'd be happy. All right, let's check, see what people have to say, see if anybody has anything they would like to ask. There, ta-da! The battery gave out for a second. I have it on the battery pack. That's about all I can do for now. I have to get the other piece called the boost. That'll give me 10 hours of cooking pleasure. So as you can see now, everything is mashed up nicely. And I'm going to add about a quarter to a half a cup of mayonnaise. Welcome, Angela. You didn't break the stream, darling. So half a cup of mayonnaise, and I'll just mix that around with the garlic and the dill, which makes a nice aioli. Turns nice and green. I don't know if you can see that, but looks delicious. All right. Our aioli is made. Put that there. Put a few things in the sink because I have to clean up after I do everything. Let's get our burgers on the go. And our salmon burgers, I'm going to get some gloves. Some of the essentials you need for your kitchen. You need some good gloves, nitrile free or whatever they are. That way your hands, you're not washing them all the time. Move a couple of things and we will get my frying pan on the go here. It's going to be at medium high. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil. Let that come up to temperature, which is very important. I'm going to grab another knife and get my beautiful ciabatta bun ready for toasting. If you're afraid of running the knife all the way through, you can just go around the corners. And there you go. This is a whole wheat ciabatta bun. That goes in the toaster. Ready to go once we start cooking our burger. Now, get some parchment paper. I have a drawer with everything in it. I have parchment paper, I have aluminum foil, plastic wrap, you name it. All in this drawer, laid out for very efficient cooking. My wife is quite happy about that. All right, let's form up a burger with my form. I knew it was here. So I put this down on parchment paper just so you're not making your cutting board all covered in salmon. I'm going to press it down. And I want it to be just about an inch thick. Just like that. Oh look, I've got more for later. Like I said, temperature is about medium high. That's probably just around 300, 350 degrees. And what we want to do is get a nice crust on this salmon burger. If you used cooked salmon out of a can, it wouldn't take very long at all. Chances are you'd burn the salmon. This is almost a poaching technique where the salmon's poached, makes a very nice crust, and it's about 3.5 minutes aside. A couple of questions. Miss Ladine wants to know if I prefer electric. Actually, I prefer induction. And one of my projects, owning a house, you have a honey-do list, which is probably this long. One of my honey-do lists is that this island is going to be replaced with a cutting board island and hopefully an induction burner in the middle. Right now, this is my good old KitchenAid electric. I've had it for almost 20 years. I've repaired it twice. It has not let me down. I'm quite happy with it. But that being said, I have a small induction burner and the thing works like a charm. You want a very specific temperature, you set it, and away you go. Plus you have to change your pots and pans so they're compatible with induction. All right, let's get our burger into the frying pan. Always remember, when you put something in oil, it goes away from you. There's that sound I love to hear. It's singing to me. Now this is going to take about 3 minutes aside, which is not bad. You can actually watch it cook as it sits in the pot. I don't have the angles on the camera to show you how it's cooking, but right now we're just poaching the top. And in a couple of moments I'll flip it over and show you what it looks like. Golden brown and delicious. Let's see, any questions? Oh, the cutting board island. To give you a little history about this, when we bought this house, they finished off everything except for the kitchen in hardwood. And they left all the hardwood down in the basement. So I have probably 450 square feet of 3/4 inch hardwood that I'm not going to use again, except for the island in the middle. And of course we have big plans. We're going to repaint the cupboards and redo the kitchen. And it's an ongoing process, happens all the time, but when I have time, I'll get to it. Now that sound you hear, the nice snap, crackle, pop, if you can hear it, is the burger cooking. And I can see some brownness on the edge. I'll move my knives because you don't want to have knives around. We'll also take the cutting board that I used to do the salmon on and wipe off my other cutting board. You can never have too many cutting boards. A wood cutting board or a plastic cutting board, what's better? Well, in all honesty, a wood is better because it's easier to clean, and the wood actually has a natural bacteria in it, or bacteria can't live on wood that long. On plastic, it possibly can. All right. Let's see what we look like on this side. Ah, come on, you. Look at that, golden brown and delicious. I hope you can see that. All right, another 3 minutes on that side. That means the bread goes down. Yay! The best part about doing this is I get to eat a lot. That's true, Medros. I use plastic a lot for meats. I use plastic a lot for fish. That's because I like to clean it a little better. For wood, this is my choice. And of course, it's not a small cutting block. It's a nice big heavy one. Now, once this is done, we're gonna have to let it rest. As with anything, you cook it, then you season it, and then you let it rest. For example, if you're cooking a hamburger, if you're cooking a steak, if you let it rest for 5 or 6 minutes, it still continues to cook, so you don't want it to be mushy. Get our aioli. And my secret ingredient, some fresh Parmesan cheese will go on the bun as well. Get my grater. Missile done like this is some Boston lettuce. And it's funny, they're hydroponically grown, so I bought 2 of them and I stuck one out in my greenhouse. If it takes, it takes. If not, what are you gonna do? All right, that is looking really good. Another 2 seconds on those. Okay. Who's hungry? I know I am. All right, so we'll take our salmon burger out of the oil and we'll let it sit there. Remove that from the heat. Don't know if you can see, really nice golden color. It's got a nice texture to it, and since it just came out of the oil, Give it a little dash of salt and some pepper. Set that aside. I'll load the ciabatta buns. Yeah. Grab a knife for the aioli. And don't be afraid. Oh, the dill and the garlic. There. Okay, that's ready to go. I like to put my Parmesan while the salmon is still a little warm. Just enough to cover the top. Grab a couple of leaves of lettuce here. Take our burger, put it on there, put it there. Get a fancy plate because I have to take a picture of this. There. Now we want to see what it looks like inside, right? Okay. Okay. There. A perfect salmon burger with a dill aioli. Okay, I have another favorite treat. Oh my God, is that ever good? Well, that's it for today. I'd like to thank you very much for joining me. Everybody who popped in. We'll be doing more of these as I get more and more comfortable, figure out some things to cook for you live. I also want to do a lot of barbecuing this summer, so I do hope you join me. Anyhow, I'll see you online and thank you very much. Have a great day, everybody. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And I post videos like this every week, so please subscribe. Also, if you'd like more information, head over to my blog, thepersonalchef.blog, where I post this recipe that you can print off. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to helping you cook better, eat healthier, and shop smarter.